How to ignore spammers. First of all, props to Lighthouse for showing me how to do this. I figured other members would be interested in knowing how to do this as well, so I thought I'd post a quick how-to thread on ignoring users or members that are notorious spammers or douchebags. I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of reading through these guys' bullshit spam-filled posts, so if you want to avoid having to see or read anything they post, and put them on your ignore list, here's how to do it now. The spamming SOB or douchebag is on your ignore list and you no longer have to read through any of their BS. Groove. You shouldn't need to do this. All spammers are banned within reasonable time limits. Some get warnings and change, others, the big ban comes out after the warnings are ignored. Yeah, MJ. But there are a bunch of people doing this to Brian right now. He may get banned sooner or later, but until that time, he's invisible to those who have already complained about him or who don't want to complain, but are sick of his posts. And if you don't want to go public on this, report it as spam. That email goes to all the mods, automatically. Going to add this to my list of phrases that Russ H may post and will seem very funny. Lol. It's funny how my thread took off, and if I get banned over it, I'm not too surprised. I mean, it's not really a loss to me. It's pretty much forum marketing 101. I will admit I didn't actually post my site with the intent to spam. I mean, MJ, I don't want to sound like I'm Gene Simmons here, but ever since you made it so that it shows the latest post on the landing page, which is really cool, I might add. Every post I make is like gold. Well, gold for me. I don't know about you guys. I do think after I saw you guys were in defiance to my search engine, I may have jumped in front of the hose and start posting random, well, crap of no content. I feel bad, but maybe what I did is out of selfishness. Maybe I am selfish, but aren't we all selfish? I really don't want to get banned over this, but I see it brewing if I don't just stop posting altogether and go into exile like Saddam Hussein. Apparently, every post I make is considered spam now. I feel like that dude in the Bible who had to walk around with a mark on him because he killed Abel. Is there any way I can get some fast lane redemption? I'm sorry. I will agree that you should let the mods know if it's bothering you. I also acknowledge that several have complained about Brian. It's a tough balance between being heavy-handed and being too lenient. Newbies are not so tough. They have no reputation built up, no history, they're gone. Brian has been around for a while, has over 200 posts to his credit, and has quite a few rep points. He's not a newbie. Up until this latest incident, I had not heard a complaint about him. He even sent me a PM this morning and told me he was sober and it was quite civil. Here's the dilemma. All of the veteran members go through good and bad times in our lives. Not a single one of us would want to be judged on our bad days. I don't know what is up with Brian all of the sudden. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, just as if any one of you would have had a bad day. I have had a long PM conversation with him. I have told him that if he wants to act like that, then he has to accept the consequences. He has been warned by MJ and me, at least. What he does with the warning, I don't know. Cheers. Yeah, you're right, Newnham. I've been a dirty little stinker. I probably do deserve a slap on the wrist and what I got coming to me. I just know I'm going to wake up one day and try to log on and it's going to say banned. I am guilty of jumping in front of the hydrant. So that's the price to open said hydrant. But wouldn't you? Lol. Look, I'm not trying to sound like a cocky bastard here, but look at how much the site went up on Alexa ranking just from posting some silly messages. I'm a bad guy for posting all that stuff I posted, but what can I do about it now? You're right, I'm probably going to suffer the consequences, but what can I do? In all due respect, I don't know whether to fear being banned or enjoy the great feeling in my gut. So there you go, MJ and Unum. Thanks for crushing my dreams. You guys have a wonderful site and I don't have shit. But I do have my dignity at least. In the end, short-term gains traffic could make you lose something that could be a greater long-term asset. This forum, so you need to choose wisely which is more important. Thank you, you said it so well, Lighthouse. And it's amazing how this principle of me liking a long-term relationship versus going for a killing with one deal is so applicable here. I mean gosh, look at this. I could have had a place in the signature and it would have just generated traffic with my link in that as I regularly posted. And the latest posts are now on the landing page, so all I'd have to do is post really good content that people like. Look, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like you guys hate me, despise me, and want me gone, so I am going away for a few weeks and I won't post anything till I get my thoughts on this together. I'm really starting to feel real bad just even posting because now I don't feel like what I post even has value. I realize ultimately if I don't get banned right now posting this, it's going to be up to me to change myself. I'm me going against a crowd, and the only way I'm going to win is if I somehow find equilibrium in my sensational lust for traffic and writing satisfying forum content for you guys. I'm signing off for now. Bye bye. You are not banned. If you were going to be, it would be done. Cut the victim roleplay and post something valuable to the community. Something like the lesson you just learned from all this, and I think you will be in the clear. Just out of curiosity, if someone does get banned, are they just banned from on the forum or are they banned from even the forum? Not looking to find out, SMXB, just curious. They can still read the open forums. They can't read the private forums. Just the same as if you log off, you can still read some of the stuff. Brian, I don't mean to disappoint you. Is the Alexa ranking that important? I can get a new site rank from 15M to less than 1M in 3 days. All you need is a good dig, stumble upon and get on Yahoo Buzz. I have done so many times. You can even pay people to visit your site for very cheap price, if you really care about the Alexa ranking. Alexa ranking from 15M to 2.5M means nothing. It's just a useless number, because it's so easy to manipulate the sudden traffic. If you really want to make your site a success, don't just post fake results on so many forums and annoy other people. I know there are attorneys out there watching what is happening on the internet, who loves to sue people like you to make them rich and make you beg them not to do so. I think you are a smart guy and I don't care if you have a bad day. Deal with what you are facing and don't do something stupid. Ha ha. And some say, in the fast lane, Brian's heart grew 3 times that day. I believe that a 7 million Alexa ranking corresponds to about 20 visitors a day. I think. Although I'm not sure because I don't have any 8,000,000 plus sites that do 8 million. Alexa is 10 a day. So you doubled your traffic from 10 to 20 visitors a day. Coco Brian, I read your posts over the weekend but didn't reply to any of them. Personally, the content of the posts didn't really affect me. I just thought maybe you were high or drunk. What bugs me is that you now stated the reasons on why you did them. You have been justifying your actions based on the fact that you were doing it for your website exposure. This says to me that you are willing to spam, argue and annoy people to drive traffic to your site. Many of us here know how to spam, trick people and many other unethical ways to get traffic to our sites and increase business. However, we choose not to employ them because we morally wouldn't feel good doing it. The fact that you thought that making those posts was a great way to get traffic plus 10 visitors by annoying others in this community says a lot about you. On top of that, the site that you are promoting has false claims and fake images and seals. This is how you lose credibility and trust, and honestly you'll probably never get it back from some people on here. If you really wanted to get more traffic on your site, all you had to do was ask and we could have came up with hundreds of better ways than what you did. I'm curious as to who is on other people's ignore list. Do people on here have a long list of ignores? This is off topic. Maybe someone can move this post to somewhere else. That above statement is not true. Alexa treats a website with 2M plus ranking the same. 7M is basically equal to 15M. If you are lucky, your new site will get beyond that range. You, then, go from there to climb up. It will be harder and harder when you reach close to 50K. Alexa ranking algorithm has changed since 2007. Here are some of the factors that Alexa used to calculate the traffic ranking. 1. Reach. How many unique visitor? 2. Page view. How many page were viewed? 3. Page view per visitor. 4. Length of the visit. 5. Bounce rate based on the number 3 and number 46. Organic traffic resource, especially from search engine. My coupon site gets close to 397,183 ranking from 16M since I launched it on March 1st, but it only gets about 30 plus unique visitors a day consistently according to StatCounter. The average page view per visitor is 7 and bounce rate is close to 40%. Main traffic sources are search engine Google 37.52% plus. I have other site that has over 470 unique visitors per day with average 1 page views per unique visitors. Shame on myself. That site has over 780k ranking. So the number of visitors don't means you have good ranking. The page views and bounce rate does matter. A good quality site will definitely have more page views per visitors and are more likely be found through search engines. People wanting to get higher Alexa ranking are for one purpose and one purpose only: advertisement. Many affiliate sites and advertisement companies such as AdBright use Alexa to measure traffic of a site to set the ad price. So people end up paying Amazon merchant Turks to visit their site to get a better Alexa ranking. And who is the winner here? Amazon. They own Alexa and AdBright. If your site has Alexa ranking greater than 50k, there is nothing to celebrate or to be proud of. MJ should be proud of. Just my 2. Well guys, I never knew some of this stuff. It's very interesting. So what you're saying, Bioface, is that by spamming the fast lane I only got about 5 more visitors to my site? No way. I didn't know that Alexa was totally worthless and didn't mean jackass HT overall. Nobody has ever said those things to me, so now I know. Tren change. How many sites do you have and what would you do to a search engine site to make your search engine more applicable to users? What would be your estimated bounce rate and page views for a search engine like mine? I mean, I know it's not Google, and I'm not the best, but hey, at least I can try. Also guys, what should I do to gain credibility? Do I need a higher post count here? I have 200 to my credit according to Runham here. I mean, the way you guys make it sound, the key to everything is basically just site content. Should I prioritize all of that over everything else? I am after all trying to make this the top search engine in the world. If your guys' advice will help me get there, then why don't you just tell me exactly what you want to see out of a search engine and I will do it. Brian. People still pay attention to Alexa? 1. A testament to the quality people here is that you are still being given advice despite your ridiculous display this weekend. You should be extremely grateful. 2. If I buy a Lambo, and scratch off the Lambo name and write Kurtbo on it, it is still a Lambo, and unless there is some compelling reason, I doubt very seriously that I could build a Kurtbo brand off this business model. 3. I think your best chance of getting any traction would be to build a niche site and develop some loyal visitors, then saying to them, do you love, help us support it by doing all your searches at point 4. People tend to leave a current business for 2 reasons: poor service or high cost. Since it costs me nothing to search on Google, then that is negated, and I am currently happy with the service. Since neither of these are really a factor, you need to appeal to people's love of you. May have some ground to make up after this weekend or your project. Either way, I think it is a tough road ahead, but good luck. BTW apology accepted for the punch in the face comment, and I do love candy. Your problem is you. Anyone that puts up a website, blatantly lies, throws up phony seals, and spams, tells me one thing: you are lazy. You want the reward without the work. You are green, naive, and have a lot to learn. Want credibility? Engage yourself in a project that isn't spun from the fabric of get rich lazy while smoking pot but hard work. Hard work. A website that takes 15 minutes to build just doesn't cut the hard work grade. Like here is a project that is spun from hard work. Most of us just want to help, but as they say, you can lead a horse to water. Since you like to refer to the Bible, check out Mark 8:36. For what shall it profit a man, if he shall gain the whole world, and lose his own soul? I only have one person on my ignore list. I'll give you one guess who it is. Smug 2. Well, good job. You make it seem like I'm motivated purely by profit. I'm like the Madoff spam kingpin of the fast lane to millions. But I don't really think that's what is important. I think what is important is that you guys are telling me what I need to hear. Even though the little voice inside my head is resisting it. Maybe it is that I am just resisting change. Maybe a deep side of me resents my life thus far, so I am attracted to the ideas of easy riches without hard work. And I guess, as we all know, get-rich-quick schemes just don't exist. Everybody is telling me I need to do hard work to make it. But I'm still addicted to THC, so I guess it makes it that much more difficult. Man, I got a lot of reflecting to do because this is some serious crap I am going through now. I really feel like I need to change. And yes, I do realize it's me who is wrong. I am not saying I am a victim. Maybe I am just incompetent with no real idea of a path I am walking. I mean, how do you know when you're on the right path and you lose that fear of uncertainty? You know where pure faith takes over. I seem to have the desire and faith I will make it, but, man, I don't know. Like I said, great posts so far, and it's definitely something I needed to see posted here. I will try to make my posts more satisfying and less controversial. P.S. Kurt, I apologize about saying I was going to punch you in the face, man. I'm definitely ashamed of myself for saying all of that stuff. I don't pay too much attention on the overall ranking, but I do pay attention on the bounce rate and page views about other websites. Here is what I use Alexa for: 1. Watch how my competitors are doing for a period of time. 2. Find a new target to catch on. Like I said, Alexa ranking over 1M means nothing. So I only pay attention those sites with ranking that is above 100k. If my competitors are doing much better, I need to find what they did and learn from it. If I pass my competitors, I will remove them from my watch list and find another site to keep my list short with 10. Plenty has been said. It is time to move on. This community is ism, icon_super. Brian, get rich quick does happen, and it exists. It happens every day. A 28-year-old who is worth millions obviously got rich quick. I feel I got rich quick. However, don't mistake get rich quick for get rich easy. Anyone who acquires wealth fast will tell you a story of smart, hard work as a prelude to their event. Wealth is a process, not an event. The media loves to glorify the event, so what happens? People get preoccupied with the wealth event and neglect the entire process. Get-rich-quick schemes sell because people want their event, but don't want to deal with the process. There's another thread in this forum about how many properties did you buy? Jason mentioned he's bought several, but before doing so, he sat down and data mined the MLS and compiled data. This is an example of, while most people will sit back and say, wow, He bought 8 properties. They tend to overlook the process because it is work. The event becomes people's focus because it is the fun stuff. This is why most will fail at their ventures. They care nothing of process and seek only events. These people are perpetual, lifelong money or opportunity chasers who start poor and end poor. This is the road I think most of us are trying to steer you away from. I think you're still manipulating the community, but I'll leave it at that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to see threads about making money. Well, I definitely don't want to end poor. I know I sure did start with nothing, but I don't want to end it with nothing. I'd really like to create a situation where I can create wealth fast but also do it with some sort of personal and social value fulfillment. Why get legitimately rich if I still feel too shallow inside or lack the competence in socially acceptable business practices to enjoy it? I don't believe I've neglected the process, though. If anything, it's amplified for me by getting real-world forum marketing experience right here. I failed on the fast lane and now my mind is more fast lane. And plus, how many people can say this after they do get rich? Yo, I failed on the fast lane on my way to doing it. Because of that failure, it changed my life. I mean, yeah, I ventured into some shaky waters, but look at all the insight I got from MJ, Unum, and others. I don't think I will end poor in particular. I will end in jail before I end poor, because if you do have a mechanical system in place while you're doing various ventures like Plabu, you have room to screw up like I did here. Trust me, I wouldn't have the time to sit online trying these various tactics if I didn't have some street success. Plus, on the street, the original principle you started out with grows rapidly bigger because your clientele rapidly increases as you go in and out of the black markets. I mean, it's all cash. You can start with $60 on the low. Your principal investment will turn into $120 in a day. Then you just snowball it from there, retaining your principal and using profits to capture the demanded asset for flip. Then eventually your relationships become better and better. You've created liquid locomotive system of transference of the good to your consumer. You could have 15 keys on consignment and no evidence you are benefiting from such a system because your agents are the ones out there taking the risks while you sit at home playing video games. It could be days where you see a $5,000 cash deposit turn into $1,500,000. But, you still only taken out like $10 at a time to live on for the day because you're so obsessed with watching the numbers on your Diane Kennedy Rich Dad financial statement grow. You could flip weight in your pajamas. But you see, I got there quick and fast through that game and now I regret it. I'd actually like to be a part of a real venture that isn't a scam and does create real value for the community. I mean, I never said any of this stuff in public before, but that's the real man. You guys talk about selling out for money. Where I come from, the people are conditioned to sell out for money. If you got a brick, that is what we consider rich. You see it every day as a child and even more as you are entering adulthood. You see best friends who you thought were your brother turn into strangers. I was riding 26s when I was 16, man. Thousands in paints, rims, interiors, and you got to have a system and your motor got to be 454 and run in cause you can't resist it. You live in fast, crazy, and rich. You feel rich as FCK when you can walk into a Winn-Dixie with a stack in your hand and walk out with over $1,000 in premier food while your cousins in Belglade eat ramen noodles. Here I am at 15 when I had sold my lawn business. Nobody knows what you're doing or how you do it, but they know you got it. But that's not really what I wanted to post about here. What I really come to this site in particular for is entrepreneurial inspiration so that I might one day do it legitimately. You know? This place is like a street hustler's rehab. I think another thing I am looking for is a venture with some spiritual value behind it. How do you find these ventures? I am constantly trying to come up with ideas over and over again, and then I never seem to come up with anything that is legitimate. It always turns into some scam, like our timeshare venture we started last year. A few partners and me got together, bought a commercial building for a few mil, made a site, and bought a shitload of leads on people who have timeshares and want to get out of their timeshares. I mean, we know when they send us the money for the ad on our site after we tell them that everybody else is a scam, and we have tens of thousands of buyers calling us and visiting our site daily interested in buying timeshares that their ad will be on our website forever and they'll never sell the timeshare. I mean, we are selling them on their dream of getting rid of the pain of having and owning the timeshare, and the money comes in every time. I mean, yeah, I feel bad because of it. I know damn well and good they will never sell their timeshare, but what am I supposed to do? Why are they stupid enough to send the money? Especially, when we just straight up pocket that shit and make a text ad on the site with no visitors or customers that they can go look at all day in anticipation of getting a call. It's like, come on man, some of these people are repeat offenders, bro. It's sad. Like in our little legal contract we made up, it says on that paper that you get no refund if your ad is listed for 6 months on our website and nobody buys it. They are so hooked on the idea that they have to get rid of it that we raised our rates after the first batch of 6 months ended. We raised the rates from $1,398 per 6-month ad term to $1,548, and they still send it. WTF? So I guess really, how do you learn how not to give in to temptation? I mean, look at me here, my soul is possessed by demons in the forms of diamonds and Lexuses. Why am I so addicted to Rothschild liquidity? Do you guys think there is any hope for me, or do you think I'll limbo like this the rest of my life? It's sad because when you said, the event becomes people's focus because it is the fun stuff. This is why most will fail at their ventures. They care nothing of process and seek only events. These people are perpetual, lifelong money or opportunity chasers who start poor and end poor. This is the road I think most of us are trying to steer you away from. The light bulb glowed numbingly white that if I don't get help soon, I'm going to be in some major shit. Best advice I can give you at this point: take a month away from these forums. People are still pissed, so at best you are just amounting to noise at this point. At worst, you are reinforcing their opinions. I would say take a month away, and then come back and demonstrate a different spirit. Granted, I do not speak for the community, I am just telling you, with human nature people need a time to get over you weekend stunt. This is my last try on this. Like Matt said, back to making money. Competence comes with experience. The more you do, and learn from it, the more competent you become. You never lose your fear of uncertainty. It may lessen, as you gain success. And I'm sure you've seen this around you. Lots of insecure guys may fake like they've got it all together. The bling is part of hiding the insecurity. Deep down, they know what's really true. Warren Buffett still lives in the house he bought for $31,500 back in 1958. He drives a non-flashy American car. He's the second richest guy in the entire US. Does he have enough to buy bling? Of course. Thing is, he doesn't need to. He's dealt with his demons, and knows that buying or showing off expensive stuff is not the key to happiness or to staying wealthy. The key to building wealth, and staying wealthy, is learning how to make money. As MJ has said, developing systems that are both automated and scalably, can grow exponentially in a very short time is a great way to get rich quick. For us, getting rich quick may take years, not a few hours or days. Because next to spending 40 years at a job to get a 401k that loses 50% of its value in 1 year, that's the get poor slow method. BTW, I smoked for years. I was, and still am, a deadhead. Had my last doob at a dead show Valentine's Day, 1988. stopped B or C. I was stoned for 3 weeks solid afterwards, walking into walls, and realized I was getting too old for that SHT. I won't bore you with my story. Suffice to say my life changed in big ways when I stopped. H. What I am about to tell you is something that I have only said to one other person on these forums, something similar. Anyway. Stop posting here. If you need to lurk, fine. Great, in fact. There is a wealth of information here that you can benefit from. But don't post here again. At least not until you have genuinely learned something and actually made some forward progress. It is impossible to learn with your mouth flapping. So my advice to you is this then, and only then: come back here and post. Post what you have learned. Post what you are doing. Ask questions about how you can improve. But don't sell us on your latest deal. We are your peers. Perhaps a few of us could even be your mentors. We are not your customers. This is my challenge to you. You will be better off if you rise up and meet it. So will all the members of this forum. Great advice, ATW. I was on the Rich Dad forums for almost 2 years before I made my first post, and it was on something I knew something about and could share. Playing Cashflow 101. It took months before I felt brave enough to ask a question on one of the other forums, and it was again quite a long time before I began to post on things B or C. It took time to learn and implement what I was learning on the forums. H. Well, in that case, I think I am talking too much too early. Hope that did not make me sound stupid, because I felt that I don't know much about everything. However, asking stupid question and got slapped on the head by someone in the forum makes me realize there are things to improve. Otherwise, I will be sitting in the greenhouse and never learn from my own mistakes. I think we should still encourage people to post their stupid questions without the stupid action and help them out. That's what makes this forum more open and more success. I am sure I will be listening more though. For the most part. I absolutely agree. Lurking can only get you so far. Jumping in and starting to ask all those questions adds an accelerant to your learning for sure. However, that is a different situation than this one. This one requires some lurking for learning. Different solutions for different people. Good posts. I agree with about 99.9934% of it. Lol, I'm pretty sure the person she is referring to is me. Lol. You should take a statistics or accounting course. Brian. I did. So have many of the successful people on these forums. H. Yup, and the tough life continues. If you want self-esteem, then do esteemable things. If you think that you don't know the sender, just ignore it or just make a specific folder for the spam. Finally had to add another one today. The previous two are gone and you all probably know which two they are. Lol bump for those who don't know or just want to block the negative arrogance you may come across so you can keep on track and not let it pull you down. Someone spamming that I don't know about? No, sorry, the thread title is a bit off, but this is the only ignore list thread. I added one for this reason, personal preference really. Bump, this is great for ignoring people who ask. Never do anything with advice. Never provide any value, etc. This can save you some time, but use wisely. If only I could get rid of the show post button after putting people on ignore. My curiosity too often gets the better of me, to my mental detriment.